Yo guys, so this is a mini tutorial for my bass thingy. This is my fourth attempt at recording this. I messed up 3 times already. So yeah, too bad. Anyways, so this is the sound, right? Also, I apologize for my CPU. It's like horrible. Yeah, it's my laptop really isn't that strong. Yeah. Anyways, so right, this is so let me turn off all the effects. So this is the sound without processing, and then we turn off the sub. Yeah, it's goofy. It's basically just the original box, like this one. Yo man, what do you think about this flow? Yeah, this. And I pitch shifted it up 12 semitones, basically octave up. Yeah. This channel is basically just making mono because it was stereo before. Alright, sorry, I took the wrong one. This one. Yeah. And yeah, it does nothing else. Here, I made it like more vocodic sounding. So this effect is basically useless right now because I wanted to make it sound more mono, but it was already mono, so it's useless. DOA2, DOA3, it doesn't really do much. Like, it adds some slight wideness to it. Really not noticeable though. Also an Imager 2 makes it wide, like it was too mono, but this one makes it wide. Yeah. And disperser as the patcher preset makes it like a lasery kind of sound, like much cooler, more punchier. And vocodecs, the most important effect in here, in this mixer channel. Yeah, pretty cool. Then I routed it to this mixer channel here, right here. And yeah, this is the most important one because it makes the whole sound actually. Hell yeah. So dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so first I added the ring mode and the frequency shifter. Those two are connected because like before, and then I ring mode it's like a lot, like 3k something. Yeah, 362k kilohertz up, and it's really harsh. And I pitch shifted it down again with the frequency shifter. It adds like that tonality to it, which is really cool. Then I added some distortion to it. This one makes it mono because it was too stereo. And I made it more stereo again, but the difference is that like this is the more controlled version of stereo. Like I don't know if it's right, but I like to make stuff mono and then stereo again, but with a stereo widener because I feel it's like more controlled than before. Then like it's not like it sounds more controlled stereo to me. I don't know if that's right though. I don't know what I'm doing. OTT at 31%. Distortion. Yeah, camera crush adjust. And I took out the low end. And that's it. Yeah, and then the next, I routed it to the next mixer channel. Here I just added a transient shaper. I just took out some of the tail with like negative 100 sustain function. So it's like shorter and punchier. Yeah, it makes it a bit shorter. And the camera crusher, yeah, just to make it louder again. Yeah, and then the last mixer channel. Here I put a frequency shifter again, but this one I automated the hertz thing, so it's like there's movement going on. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like it's really cool, and I cut out all of the low end. Yeah, and that's basically it to the main sound. Then I added the sub. The sub is basically just a normal sine wave, and also has some like wait, where is the thing? Here. So this is the sub. Like without the processing sounds like this. Like it's very weak. It's basically just a sine wave. Random zero, and with LFO1 I controlled the coarse pitch, and I made it like one way, and that makes it like punch, like instead of just woo, like it adds a punch to it. And then I made it like this is a noise, a patch preset that adds noise to the sound. Then a disperser to make it like more punchier even. I cut out all of the like really low end, so when I distort it, it's like more distortion instead of over distortion. It's more saturation, let's say. OTT 55%, camera crusher, 2 camera crushers, annihilate preset. Yeah, this one doesn't do anything, and this one I just cut out all of the high end, so it's not interfering with the main sound, and I boosted the sub. Then I routed the sub and the main sound into a bus chain, and there I added my mastering chain, but I modified it a bit. So I added a disperser to make the sub even more punchier. Yeah, this doesn't do anything. Fruity Balance and Maximus, those two are connected. So basically Maximus, it's the clean RMS preset. This one. I like to use that one because it's like basically just saturation. But it tends to be too loud for me, so I just reduce the loudness with Fruity Balance before Maximus, so it's not too oversaturated. Yeah, I give it some headroom. A limiter to make it a bit more louder, and a limiter to push the loudness even more. And span, and that's it basically. This limiter is useless, the last limiter. And yeah, this is the main sound. Resampled. Sounds like this. And in context, like yeah, and I added these cool sounds. It's like basically the same thing as before, but like I added like in the sound the multiplicator knob. I moved it to the left so it's even shorter, and I made it just so the transient plays, so it's like really quick. So it adds a really cool thing to like sound to it, like it sounds kind of bland, and this like adds that click to it. Yeah. Sound like this is the drums, and my favorite laser shot. It's basically a laser shot, and this with stereo delay, so it's loud. So it's really loud. And yeah, there are the cymbals, and this sound. This sound is really cool. It's basically just like it's basically a granulator. That like I took a glitch of mine, and then I processed it to granulator. I made the randomization speed and depth all the way up, panning 58%, and yeah, I didn't touch the grain spacing and wave spacing. I just and I made the attack and hold like all the way down, so it's like, yeah, it's cool, and it adds like a cool stereo thing to the whole sound, so it's like not so empty like before. And with it adds like a cool layer to it. Yeah. And the last sound I want to talk about is the neuro kind of thing here. Sorry. Here. This one. Wait. Yeah, it's moist. So it's basically just a yeah, it's basically just a sine wave, unison 2. Width I put 0%, so it's not stereo, just a mono signal. And in effects, I put distortion all the way up and phaser, so it's like more. It sounds cooler with phaser. And then in post processing, I added Ozone imager. It makes it like wider, like it's mono without it. Disperser, it adds movement to the whole thing. Like when I play just the resampled version right now, but if I if I do this, there's like it's moving, and it makes like the whole sound a lot more cooler. This is the EQ. It's basically taking out all of the 300 hertz area, so it's not muddy, and I boosted the 1500 hertz area. So yeah, so basically I like the newer sounds to be like that. So it's not muddy, but it has that like it has that sound. It's cooler. And OTT 55% depth. Camera Crusher, 2 of them. It's basically the similar post processing to the sub, but I modified it a bit. Yeah. And useless limiter, it doesn't do anything. And yeah, that's it basically. I hope you enjoyed this somehow. I know it's sorry. And yeah, there's also mastering, but if I turn it on, my CPU is gonna like crash. Oh my god, it's gonna crash, I think. Anyways, see ya. Bye. I hope you enjoy this.